Jim Parsons, the actor most famously known for portraying the eccentric yet brilliant Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory, made a bold and transformative decision when he agreed to appear on its prequel series, Young Sheldon. His appearance on the show wasn't just a cameo or a nod to the character that made him a household name. It marked a pivotal moment in television history, influencing everything from character development to audience expectations and the way prequels are approached in the modern era. At the time of Young Sheldon's inception in 2017, there was a mix of excitement and skepticism surrounding the idea of a spin-off. Could a show that focused on Sheldon's childhood carry the same weight and charm as its predecessor, The Big Bang Theory? Would the audience be willing to embrace a younger version of the beloved character without Parsons' signature portrayal? Enter Jim Parsons, whose decision to step into the role of an adult Sheldon once more wasn't just an act of nostalgia, but a game-changing move for the show and television as a whole. A unique and significant role for Jim Parsons. Parsons' role in Young Sheldon is not just as a character appearing in flashbacks or interacting with the younger version of himself. His appearance is more of a meta-narrative device that adds layers of complexity to Sheldon Cooper's character arc. Rather than merely offering comedic cameos or callbacks, Parsons plays an adult Sheldon who narrates certain episodes. His voiceover provides context for the show's events, helping audiences understand the internal growth of Sheldon as he matures. The decision to have Parsons narrate Young Sheldon created an interesting bridge between the two shows. While Sheldon as a child, played by Ian Armitage, carries much of the comedic weight of Young Sheldon, it is Parsons' voice that provides a sense of continuity between the two worlds. His narration reflects the grown-up Sheldon's perspective on his younger years, adding layers of irony and self-awareness to the show. Parsons' voiceover commentary gives viewers an insight into the evolution of Sheldon's thought process, allowing fans of The Big Bang Theory to see how he came to develop the unique quirks and neurotic traits that made him such a fascinating character in the original show. Nostalgia and fan expectations. One of the biggest hurdles for Young Sheldon was the potential comparison to The Big Bang Theory. After all, The Big Bang Theory was a cultural juggernaut, and Sheldon Cooper was one of its most iconic characters. Would audiences be willing to watch a younger version of the character without the brilliant comedic timing and neurotic energy that Jim Parsons brought to the role? Parsons' involvement in Young Sheldon addressed these concerns head-on. By having him appear as an adult Sheldon, the show cleverly satisfied the audience's thirst for familiarity, while also giving room for the younger Sheldon to establish his own identity. This decision allowed Young Sheldon to be more than just a prequel. It became a nostalgic extension of The Big Bang Theory, reminding fans of why they fell in love with the character in the first place, while still allowing Young Sheldon to stand on its own merit. Fans who had followed The Big Bang Theory for over a decade were eager to know more about Sheldon's origins, and Parsons' presence in the show validated that curiosity. His role in the spin-off was a symbolic passing of the torch, a way of assuring audiences that the essence of Sheldon would always remain intact, even as he was reimagined in his younger years. Breaking the mold of prequels. Historically, prequels often suffer from being confined to the expectations of their original material. Writers and producers often find themselves trapped in the need to remain faithful to the source material, which can limit creativity and lead to predictable storytelling. However, Young Sheldon took a different approach, partly thanks to Parsons' involvement. His appearance allowed the show to transcend the traditional format of a prequel and experiment with new ways of storytelling. The fact that Young Sheldon was not bound by the constraints of the original show meant that it could explore themes and character arcs that were previously unexplored in The Big Bang Theory. For instance, Sheldon's complex relationship with his family, particularly his mother Mary, is given more depth and nuance. The show is able to delve into Sheldon's childhood with a fresh perspective, one that isn't bogged down by the need to constantly reference or explain his future behaviors. Parsons' narration also breaks the mold of the traditional prequel. While many prequels simply aim to explain how events unfolded, young Sheldon uses adult Sheldon's reflections to emphasize how his childhood experiences shaped his future self. This narrative structure gave young Sheldon a unique approach to storytelling, where the past and the present coexist, and the audience is privy to both Sheldon's past struggles and his future realizations. A lasting impact on Sheldon's legacy. By appearing on Young Sheldon, Jim Parsons didn't just revive his role as Sheldon Cooper. He cemented the character's place in the larger cultural landscape. Sheldon Cooper, as portrayed by Parsons, was already an iconic figure in television. But through Young Sheldon, his legacy is further explored, giving fans an in-depth look at the foundations of a character who had already become a household name. Furthermore, Parsons' involvement ensured that young Sheldon retained some of the charm and brilliance that made The Big Bang Theory so special. It also introduced a new generation of viewers to Sheldon Cooper, providing a deeper connection to his character for those who might not have experienced The Big Bang Theory in its original run. By narrating the show, Parsons connected the dots between the two series, helping to integrate the two shows in a meaningful way. Another impact of Parsons' involvement is that it helped bridge the gap between different generations of fans. For longtime fans of The Big Bang Theory, it was a treat to hear Parsons' voice again and relive some of the character's most memorable traits. For newer viewers, young Sheldon offered a more approachable entry point into Sheldon's world, with Parsons' adult voice serving as a bridge that made the character's evolution clearer. Conclusion: Jim Parsons' decision to appear on Young Sheldon wasn't just a clever fan service move. It was a transformative moment that reshaped how we think about prequels and spin-offs. His involvement added an extra layer of depth to Sheldon Cooper's character and connected young Sheldon to the larger Big Bang Theory universe in a way that felt both organic and purposeful. His narrations bridged the gap between past and present, while also allowing both versions of Sheldon to thrive on their own. In many ways, Parsons' appearance was the key ingredient that allowed young Sheldon to evolve into a show that stood on its own while still honoring the legacy of The Big Bang Theory. Through his involvement, Jim Parsons changed everything about how audiences experienced Sheldon Cooper, turning young Sheldon into more than just a prequel. It became a full-fledged, meaningful exploration of one of television's most beloved characters.